local, live, late breaking. WESH-2 News starts now.
The tropics are heating up with 3 disturbances we're keeping an eye on, but a tropical wave near Hispaniola is the one we need to really look at for potential impacts to the U.S. First Warning meteorologist Cam Tran is here tracking the latest on Invest 94L. Cam.
That's because, Nancy, as we take a look at the models for the system, and later on in just a few seconds, the paths, or at least the models, having it moving just too uncomfortably close across the East Coast and across Florida, off the coast of Florida. Right now, the latest on Invest 94L, you can see it's trying to get its act together. You can take a look at the latest satellite imagery. You can see that last shot there of a burst of clouds and thunderstorms. So this is trying to get better organized, as it's right now really over warm waters of the Caribbean and the southwest Atlantic. Winds of 30 miles per hour moving northwest at 16. In the next 2 days, it has a 70% chance to become a tropical depression, possibly even a tropical storm, as it's nearing the Bahamas sometime this weekend. So the area you see highlighted in the red, that's where we could expect that depression or even tropical storm to get better organized or developed this weekend. Here's a look at our in-house computer models to give you an idea of a timeline of possibly when we could see that development. So you can see by tomorrow midday, still very unorganized, as it's still interacting with a large landmass with Cuba as well as Hispaniola. But as we go into Saturday, look as it pulls away from that landmass and it's right over the southern Bahamas. That's where it starts to get a bit better organized, and this is the time frame we believe that it could be a tropical depression or possibly our next named storm. Then as we go into Sunday, look how it just basically rides up the chain of Bahamas, the island chain of the Bahamas, and it's still producing very heavy rain there. So we're watching this very closely for any potential impacts here in central Florida, because again, as we take a look at the computer models, you can see most of them having it well offshore, but it's still a little too uncomfortably close here for folks here in central Florida. But look at late as we go into early next week, some of the models actually having it moving inland over either Georgia or the Carolinas. Coming up in less than 15 minutes, I'll let you know some of the indirect impacts that we'll see here in central Florida, regardless of its development, strength, or path, coming up.
Well, it has been almost 8 months.